Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Caesar Plays, and welcome to another week of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, the Shibuya Incident Arc. This episode caught me a lot by surprise, actually. I was waiting for this episode since last week, expecting just a prolonged version of the Mahito versus Mekamaru fight. And I honestly thought that the episode was gonna end with like the veil happening in Shibuya or talks about it happening, and then just again waiting another week. But they kept up. I don't know. It's kind of weird for me to explain because in the manga, the fight between them felt rather quick. It felt like it was enough information that was translated in pages and panels, but it still felt like a short battle with a huge impact. In my opinion, a very big impact. I wasn't crazy about the battle myself in the manga. I liked it more in the anime, but you can't deny that it had a big impact. It was very important what had happened, and I felt that the anime, somehow prolonged that battle to a certain degree and added a couple little extra things to it that were pretty cool, and some other things that I felt could have been done a little bit better. And overall, I think I would say that the anime did the manga justice, if not made it a little bit better. Little things, since I'm assuming you watched the episode by now, little things that I wasn't too crazy about that I have to kind of say again as a manga reader that I wish I didn't know, otherwise I would have not noticed this, but it's just a little detail. Mekamaru clearly, when he creates his huge Jaeger and decides to fight Mahito, there was a point where Mekamaru starts counting down the years of cursed energy that he has stored up, a year per blast. And in the manga, they did a nice thing to making it look like a countdown, like he's losing more and more of those years that he's using up to fight Mahito. And I'm gonna have the episode right here next to me. I put the volume off, obviously, just for safety reasons in case something plays. And here I feel like he just says like 2 years worth of shot, this move, 1 year's worth of shot, this move. And it doesn't feel as much as a countdown. So I didn't feel that tension of like, okay, he's running out of stamina in a way. I wasn't feeling it like that. And in a manga, I felt like it was displayed almost like a timer, a clock timer is going down, like what's going to happen when he reaches 0. But the anime takes a couple liberties in doing other things that I really enjoyed, which is, for example, let's get the elephant out of the room. Mahito uses domain expansion on Mekamaru because he started to realize that Mekamaru is actually a good opponent and he has some stuff going on that can definitely hurt Mahito. So very nonchalantly, Mahito releases his domain expansion. In the anime, they prolonged the scene a little bit more. I thought in the manga, I think it was like just a couple of panels where Mahito does his domain expansion, and then Mekamaru basically gives him the huge middle finger, the simple domain middle finger. And in the anime, they do a little bit of this is what I mean about them prolonging this fight, making the fight a little bit longer by taking a little sequence like that and having Mahito, or at least the viewer, play like, all right, he's effed up, it's done, it's over. Like he releases domain expansion, nothing, like he's Mekamaru's done for. And that's how they play it in the anime, only for the reveal to happen that Mekamaru has been observing his friends, and he's one of the things that he was looking forward to is whatchamacallit, is going back and living a life with his friends after he defeats these people. One of the reasons why he's finding these curse spirits is because when he decided to be a mole for them, there was an agreement, hey, you're not going to hurt people, you're not going to hurt my friends, and they broke that promise. That's why Mekamaru said, all right, let's just finish the other agreement that we did, and now we're done, we're not working together. So that was part of his motive to fight them. And while observing his friends, one of the things that he observed was the simple domain, which, if used in a domain expansion, can basically break in the domain expansion and hurt the person who caused the domain expansion. So that happened. And the way they did it, again, I love the middle finger simple domain attack. It's great. I love it. And it was, again, in the manga, it was a shock of like, oh, wow, the domain expansions can be counterattacked. But then you realize that Mahito kind of played Mekamaru. Like, Mekamaru got a little too cocky and said, all right, now I still have enough years to fight you, Geto. And Mahito caught him off guard and just went into the pilot. And this is a little bit of an anime added on fight sequence where Mekamaru releases his Mechabot, I guess, last minute, and to give one last minute, whatchamacallit, second wind in a way to against Mahito, centipede form Mahito, and then you get the one panel of Mekamaru like putting his fist out while Mahito's coming at him too. In the manga, that wasn't so. In the manga, Mekamaru was ready to attack Geto, and then out of nowhere, just this pilot cracks, and then you have Mahito with the creepy face, and then you see full bodies centipede Mahito coming in at him, and then that last shot of them like facing each other, and that's kind of where it ends. So that little thing is something I really appreciate. For you, Naruto Shippuden viewers, for example, there was a one sequence, for example, I think it was the Malarad versus Might Guy fight, where I wish when they translated that to the anime, they would have prolonged the fight. I felt it would have been a really cool sequence, and I always felt let down that they didn't expand that fight a little bit more, that they kept it too much like the manga. And I feel like this fight specifically does a very good job in demonstrating what good it can come from expanding a fight a little bit more, by adding some little cool sequences. A big downside to the fight, however, I do want to say is that I didn't feel the emphasis enough from Mekamaru in this fight as to what his goal was, what was important to him. He verbalizes it very clearly, like, all right, I gotta get this, now that I'm out of this game, I gotta go talk to Gojo. Gojo's gonna help me. I gotta get in touch with him somehow. And the other thing was also, again, reuniting with his friends in his full recovered form. I didn't feel that from this fight. I feel like the manga did that so much better, in my opinion. I'm sorry that I sound like such a manga nerd right now, but as someone who's reading the manga right now and who has high hopes for a lot of these things, and I still, mind you, I still like this episode a whole lot. Don't take the criticism wrong. I just didn't get that desperation of Mekamaru. Like, I'm doing this so I could see my friends. I love them so much. And mind you, I'm just getting super biased right now because I watched just recently an episode by Mary Not the Bad Guy, who's a YouTuber who talks about all kinds of different characters from all kinds of different series. Super, really good channel, by the way. Go follow his stuff. And he went deep into his character and a lot of real cool stuff that you gotta watch that video. It just got uploaded, I think, this week or a week before that, a week ago. And yeah, no, like this other thing that I did also learn from another YouTuber, which he pointed it out a little bit. I forgot his name. I apologize for this, or the YouTube channel, but it was something about, I think it was like the Baki manga, and that is how the good thing about manga, for example. You have to separate from anime, but the good thing about manga, for example, is that if you want to look at the fight, take your time looking at the art and how the fight goes, you can do that, and you can skim past the dialogue if you don't need to, and afterwards you could always come back, revise it if you think that you missed something important. Now, the opposite can also be a thing. You can look at some of the action panels and look at like, oh, this is super cool, and then when the dialogue occurs, then you can take your time more with reading it and accepting it, and just drilling it into your brain. and therefore sometimes the dialogue can be more impactful or more important for you because you're making more time to actually read it and take your time to comprehend it or feel the emotions from it. And maybe that was my issue. Maybe the dialogue in the manga is super short about him missing his friends and whatnot, or wanting to be with his friends. But in my head, because to me that was a vital part of this character at this moment, that reasoning, that will, that push, maybe that's why to me it felt more important. And there's a lot of flashy animation, the beautiful animation, very well animated sequences and fight battles. And again, this fight I feel does better than the manga, but it kind of glossed over a little bit of the Mekamaru part of him wanting to reunite and finally be physically with his friends and classmates. That all aside, mind you, again, I thought, like I said in the beginning of this video, I really sincerely thought that this was just going to be the whole video. I was not going to talk much more about it. I think this was going to be it. But what is this? Going to have the video right next to me. Three fourths into the episode, 3/4 into the episode, we finally start the Shibuya incident, which I wasn't expecting. A very, very cool little moment of just establishing an atmosphere of everybody, all the innocents people being there, and just not having a clue that a veil is being propped open. Now, for you anime-only viewers, there was a little sequence right before that where Geto has a nail that's surrounded like in band-aid or like a seal. That's gonna be a little bit important, not like crazy important, just a little important thing that's going to be brought up later. And that has to do with something that I'm not going to talk about. I almost spoiled something. But to me, that was very interesting that they were experimenting with that in this Mekamaru fight. I'm not sure if that happened in the manga, but if it did, then I missed it. If it didn't, then and this is anime original, then it's cool that they applied it, because it didn't catch my attention in the manga. I think it does right. It did right now. Then you get a little introduction to some of the groups that are going to be playing a part in this Shibuya incident. The first one is going to be the group of Nanami. I have them right here. Nanami, Ino, and Fushiguro. Ino is honestly, again, one of those characters I'm super stoked to see a little bit more of. You got to see a little bit of him in the Jujutsu Kaisen movie O, which was great. Fushiguro is going to do his thing this season. So will Nanami. I can't wait. The next group that we get introduced is a new character that wasn't even shown in the movie, if I'm not mistaken. Nabito Senin. Now, in his description, it says special grade 1 Jujutsu sorcerer. Nabito Senin is a cool guy. I like him. I like him a lot. I can't wait to see his techniques be incorporated. He is gonna get some moments of flexing. You get Maki in here, again, one of the best girls next to Miwa, in my opinion. And then you got Nobara as well, who is going to also have very important moments in this season. The third group that we're introduced to is going to be, what's his name again? Sorry. I almost went a full episode without cursing. And now I just, is going to be Panda and, come on, Kusabe, I think. I keep forgetting his name. Kusakabe, sorry. Kusakabe. Which again, we're gonna see some cool stuff coming from them. We're still missing a couple of key players though. Juji, Toto, what's her boy's name? With the speak curse technique. Salmon roll. I'm horrible with names, I'm sorry. But the episode ends with basically, well, the latter part of the episode basically starts off with them saying like, oh, we don't know who created this veil around these people in Shibuya, but these people, the innocent people, are saying that they need to see Gojo, that we need to bring Gojo over. And where is he? The sorcerers are aware that not everyday people would know about him, so a special grade or someone with insight on important characters in the Jujutsu world must know about Gojo and is trying to lure him in. And obviously, Gojo's not one to escape a challenge. So, what do you have at the end? I like that they're doing this also based on like timestamps. Like, this is the night when it started. This is the timestamp. This is the next incident. This is the time. This is the next incident. This is the time. And the episode literally ends with Gojo stepping into the veil. And I think, let me see, it says 2031, Satoru Gojo arrives. The Shibuya incident has commenced. It is happening. And I'm not gonna lie. Oh, man. When I tell you that, I was getting some shivers a little bit just because of excitement of this happening. Because it's finally happening. This is finally getting animated. And I really hate to be over dramatic about this, but when I tell you that, oh God, a lot of things that happen in this season are just going to just change this whole series. It's just I have no words to just say that. Again, I went into this episode 31, so season 2, episode 7. I don't know. I'm looking at Crunchyroll, so it says episode 31. When I came into this episode today, I was not expecting to get that introduction already, and I'm happy that we did. I'm happy that they didn't welcome the Nekamaru fight. I love the animation. There are certain things, again, I wish would have been done a little bit differently. I love the latter parts of the introduction. Basically, I honestly thought I was going to talk more about the introduction to the Shibuya incident part than about the Mekamaru part. But look at me here. I'm talking like myself 20 minutes already. Music, great. The animation, again, top notch. Dialogue, great. Pacing, great. I'm excited. I don't know how many episodes the Shibuya incident is going to take, but I'm also in my head, I'm preparing myself to have certain fights happen a little bit faster, because even though in your headspace when you're reading something, take your time reading, again, as I was saying earlier, and you enjoy it more in a timely manner, while sometimes these fights actually happen in about 1 or 2 minutes. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm just stoked. I'm honestly also stoked to see the anime only viewers' reaction to certain things, because it's only a countdown. It's all a countdown to some of the WTF moments in this season. We're counting down to those episodes. It's getting closer and closer. So with all that all being said, I hope you like the review video. I'm trying to keep these as concise as possible. I just have too much to say. I'm gonna be doing the review for the next episode again next week. If you like these two videos that I'm bringing out, please follow the channel. Comment what your favorite part of the episode was. Please, no manga spoilers, and if you are gonna talk any spoilers, please write it in all caps and then your spoiler in the bottom, just so that people have enough time to bypass it for those that are anime only viewers. Like, subscribe, and yeah, otherwise I'll see you guys around. Feel free to look at my other videos, some of them which are on the older side and a little outdated, but yeah, take care, have a wonderful day, and bye.